Hey guys, I'm Tim Langston with Red Dog Bushcraft. Welcome back. Hey, I thought today we'd do something a little bit different. This is the first day I've had to go out and hunt some deer. It's bow season and I'm ready to go, and I'm running a couple of weeks behind. So I started grabbing everything, getting stuff ready this morning, and realized that these packs that I use are in pretty bad shape as far as needing to be re-waterproofed, and I need to get that done. So I've got a few minutes this afternoon. I'm going to do an late afternoon and evening hunt, so we're going to do that. First thing I'm going to do is I made this waterproofer in a previous video, and because of the thickness of these bags, and I really need to get into the seams, I'm going to melt this and take a brush and paint it on, and then take a heat gun and remelt this product and get it to absorb into the bags. So to do that today, I'm just going to use this little IKEA. This is a little stainless steel thing that's made that you put your utensils in and set them on the countertop, and some are made to go in the dishwasher. I've got the alcohol stove. We're going to go ahead and get that fired up. I'm going to set the stainless steel stove over top of that. Set that right here beside our table. Get him fired up. Put this over top. And then I like to use these Chuck Full of Nuts coffee cans. It's one of the few coffee cans that's actually still a can, and they're nice for all kinds of things. I use them all the time as small bush pots, and I've used them on overnight camping trips to cook in and to store stuff in, and they really work great. But there aren't many coffee cans out there right now that's an actual can, and I like my coffee, as you well know, and this is one of the few that I can find that I can put into storage that has a long shelf life, and I believe that's because it's one of the few that's still packed inside this airtight can. This one was actually good till 4/11 of 16, and that's a couple of years. So we're going to set that up there, get some of this waterproof and melting, and get ready to start treating these tarps. Be right back. Tarps, I mean backpacks. Okay, I know somebody's going to ask me about these backpacks, and I don't know the brand on them. There's no identification stamped on the inside, no label, so I don't know who made these. I do believe they are military surplus because I bought them at a military surplus. Well, actually I bought them at a gun show, but at a military surplus table. But I like them. They're pretty traditional packs. They have a large center pocket, two smaller outside pockets, but the center is just one big bucket pack. And what I do is I put a bucket in there, and that's what I keep my decoys for turkey season and my calls, and all of that just gets shoved right inside the bucket. On the side, the sides lace up so you can expand or contract the sides. And on the inside, there's one sleeve that goes across the back. Sometimes I put a pad in there, and that just makes it more comfortable on your back. And then the top has a pocket built into the top. It's an all canvas pack, with the exception of the bottom, which is leather, and the straps on this one are a nylon type material. There's some stuff falling out of there. Now, this pack is very similar in design, and I think this was a earlier or later version of that. I'm not sure because I don't know the manufacturers of them. But the difference is there's no pocket on the lid of this one, and there's no internal pocket, so it's all just one big bucket pack. But it does have the sides that you can lace up with cordage that's designed to pull the pack in and make it smaller, and that's nice because it gives you a place to shove your axe down in there. So I use these quite a bit for not only backpacking and bushcraft, but they are my main hunting packs. Actually, I had the bucket in the wrong one. This is the one that I use for turkey, and that's the one that I usually take with me when I'm deer hunting. So just a word or two about the packs, and I'm sorry, I have absolutely no idea who the manufacturer of those are. Okay, I'm not going to show you the entire process because that'd be about as exciting as watching paint dry. But there's the melted down waterproofer and the brush that I'm using to put it on. It's just a disposable paintbrush, and it's the same one I used the other day. I took that and I concentrated on the areas where the seams are and where these little pleats are, and made sure that I got those coated real good. And wherever this nylon or cotton coated straps, whatever this material is, I coated them too. I'm coating everything. Then I'm using a heat gun and set on the low setting. I'm just going to start at the top of the pack, and I'm going to start melting that waterproofer. And you can see as it melts, it just starts to absorb into that backpack material. And I try to hold it up a little bit so that it doesn't pull. If it starts to melt and run on some of this leather, that it'll run down the side. And while I'm at it, if anybody knows or is familiar with this particular backpack system and knows the brand, or if it is Military Surplus, who makes it, where it come from, that would be great if you put that in the comments. But anyway, I'm just going to work along and melt this, and when I'm done with this top flap, I'm going to go ahead and do the inside of the flap, and then that way we can open it up and I can show you what it looks like, and then I'll do the rest of the pack. You'll see it later on today during the hunt. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed that little demo on what we did to waterproof our backpack. Well, after getting everything ready to go, I got out to the hunting area and it was off limits, so we didn't get a chance to hunt today. So I thought I'd end this video today by just showing you what I put in this pack and what I use when I go out hunting. Let me reposition this camera, get you up a little bit closer, and I'll show you. Okay, first of all, let me say that I am a believer in the Pathfinder School's 10 C's of survivability. And within this kit, I pretty much have the 10 C's. Of course, my primary cutting tool, my sheath knife, is on my side. And then I do have a backup cutting tool, and this is just a small, an old-timer knife. And I like to use this knife when I'm processing smaller game and even larger game. It comes in handy. As far as a container, I just take my Pathfinder stainless steel 32-ounce bottle out of my canteen kit and throw that in one of the outside pockets here. Combustion, big lighter in my pocket, and there is a ferro rod in this little Gerber survival kit. I've kicked this up a little bit. I like the pouches, and I just have replace some of the equipment in it and kick that up a little bit, but there's a good ferro rod in there. As far as a cover, I carry a wool blanket, and I carry this piece of real fine mesh netting. It's camo, and that's what I use to lay on the ground and to cover me when I want to conceal myself. As far as cordage goes, I keep a roll of bank line and a little bit of paracord and a short it's a harness that you can put on to drag a deer out of the woods, and that stays in this compartment here. The center compartment is my daily carry medical kit. This has everything I need in it for my medical needs, and the only thing that's really special is I take my tourniquet out of my everyday carry bag and I throw that in there. I think that's an important thing to have whenever you're out hunting, especially if you're by yourself. As far as a cotton bandana, I don't use that during hunting season that much. I do keep one in my pocket, but I don't really carry one in my kit. In my kit, I like to keep one of these large scarves. You can also use that to help camouflage you, but it comes in handy for many different purposes. Cargo tape, I just keep a small 1-inch roll of Gorilla tape, a candling device, which is my headlamp, and probably one of the most important things that you can keep with you is a compass. This is a good compass. This is a Silva Guide. Very good compass, and the important thing to do is to make sure you get your directions right whenever you leave your truck. So when you get out, you start tracking deer, it gets laid on you. Even though you know the area that you're operating in, sometimes you can get confused. you can pull that back out, shoot the direction back to the truck, and at least have a direction to walk out to a major highway. The other thing that I keep in my kit, anytime that I'm going out in the woods, I like to throw a couple of pieces of fat wood in there. That just helps my combustion if I do have to build a fire, and that stays inside my roll of cordage. I just shove it inside the tube. But a wool hat and a pair of wool gloves. They weigh practically nothing, and the easiest way to keep yourself warm to augment your hunting clothes is to put on some gloves and a hat. You lose a lot of heat out of your head if you were to get caught out there late at night or you were to start to get wet. You just can't beat the properties of wool, and for the size, just to augment your clothing, it's hard to beat. The other thing is a full roll of toilet paper. Now, other than the obvious reason that you could use that, I use this when I'm tracking. If I have to go into an area and I need to find my way back out, you can mark your trail, but the main purpose is to mark blood. You shoot an animal, you have to get on the trail, you have to start tracking. Every time I find blood, I drop a piece of that toilet paper. And it's biodegradable, it goes away, and it's easy to find that trail. You can find these big white pieces of toilet paper. The way you can find out if you have good biodegradable toilet paper, just take you a quart bottle and rip off 2 or 3 pieces, put it in a half, fill that bottle up halfway with water, and shake it a few times. If it dissolves, you've got good toilet paper and you don't have to worry about it trashing up the area. As soon as it rains and within a very small amount of time, that toilet paper will just dissolve and go away. Okay guys, the day just didn't work out the way I was hoping it would, but you know what? We got our pack done. I got to go over some packing gear with you. I'm going to stay here at the house tonight. Got a fire going, put some coffee on, cook a little bit of bacon and eggs. I'm still going to wind up spending some time outside, and that's what's important this time of year. Whatever it is you like to do, whether it be hiking or camping or going out on a hunt, now's a beautiful time of the year to be able to do that, and I encourage you to go out as often as you can. Until next time, I'm Tim Langston with Red Dog Bushcraft, home of global safety and survival. God bless.